something you're violating and you don't even know it. You don't mean to say that, but your body is saying it, because you're displaying an absence of urgency. Leaders are always being watched, the littlest thing. The example you set or the model that you present, that sets the ceiling for the performance of people around you. You're showing people that you value their time and yours. And time is money. Again, respect for people's time. Ever walk past someone and you feel an energy shift without even saying a word or doing anything? That's leadership. Everything is an example. And your body language is sending messages without you even knowing it. So here's a quick professionalism boost on something you're violating and you don't even know it. How you walk through the office. Let's talk about sauntering. The definition of the word saunter is to walk in a relaxed manner without hurry or effort. Does that sound like something you want to do? It might. And one of the reasons is you want to be liked. But when you saunter or drift through the office, you're telling people a few things. You're telling people that you have no urgency. You lack purpose. But most importantly, what you're doing is you're saying you don't need any either. You don't mean to say that, but your body is saying it. So why do we do this? It's usually one of two or three things. We are underloaded. We don't have enough to do. And this can happen from time to time. It's not that it doesn't. But what you and I need to be aware of is what it looks like. And secondly, you're trying to look unbothered. You're trying to look like you're not stressed out. And this is a noble thought, but it's probably not having the effect that you think it is. You might even think that you're acting like you're approachable, but what you're really doing is you're displaying an absence of urgency. And for all three reasons, we're simply giving off the wrong message. Leaders are always being watched, the littlest thing. And then you got to be aware of a concept called social referencing, which is where people look at others, in particular people in positions of authority, and they base their actions on what they see. They use your example or your reference to decide on how they should act in ambiguous situations without direction. Think of it this way. The example you set or the model that you present, that sets the ceiling for the performance of people around you. And if you're too casual or relaxed, people could interpret that as the minimum effort needed. And also remember, your energy transfers to others. Emotional contagion. Emotional contagion is when people observe the emotions, particularly on our face, and they mirror those. They start to act like you. And then you have something called status dynamics, where the more senior you are, the more your example really does have an impact. And not just have an impact, but they're scrutinized more. So an example from somebody that I observed early on after I retired from the Marine Corps, there was a manager, pretty weak manager. He would kind of make the rounds in the office. And what you could see happening was he was being far too casual with people, and he really had seemingly no agenda. And people, when they saw him coming, they'd kind of put their heads down. So you think, how could you not pick up on something like that? Well, one of the reasons is you're nervous. And the other one could be that you're so kind of caught up in yourself that you're not even paying attention. These signals don't mean anything to you. And they walk around with a coffee mug, sit on the edge of people's desks, and you could tell they just wanted to get back to their work. And it even looked like he was magnifying some of the complaints. But what people really wanted is for their time not to be wasted. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't walk around the office. You need to do that, but you got to do it with a sense of purpose. Or wait till people are taking their own break and then get in there and mix it up. Because if you don't, then they start to write their own narratives on why you're not engaged or why you don't have a sense of urgency. I thought the boss said we were on a tight deadline. Maybe we're not. And none of that is anything that you would mean to convey, but people are writing their own story based on what they see in you. So how do you fix this? You move with a sense of purpose. You don't rush, but you move with a sense of purpose. You move from point to point, from a meeting to your people's area, to your desk, whatever. You don't stroll over. You don't stroll around the office. You have your head up. You're looking around. Go from point A to point B. This is not distracting. Strolling is a distraction. Keep in mind something like, I'm going to go talk to this person over here, and then I'm going to get back to continue what I was doing or go to my next event. Don't walk over for the open-ended visit is another way of saying it. You're showing people that you value their time and yours. And time is money. And another aspect of this is when you arrive to a meeting, if you're not on time, you definitely can't walk in there with snacks and a coffee mug or a water bottle. You can't tell people that you showed up late for their meeting because you had to stop and get coffee. Again, respect for people's time. And people know the difference between checking in with them to see how things are going and just checking a box. So tomorrow, move with a sense of urgency, move with purpose, and pay attention to people's reaction when you do that. I think you're going to find the difference right away. Because leadership shows up in little things. Maybe this is little, maybe it's not. But even if you think it's not, it could speak volumes about your professionalism. So next time you're walking around the office with purpose, think to yourself, am I bringing value? Am I bringing presence? Or am I just taking up space? And have respect for yourself. That subtle change, that can send a powerful signal. It can make a big difference in the way people perceive you.